part of me has always felt, not black enough. I look at some black dudes, and it's like some of them are so damn beautiful. Like, there were some really good, like, strong African American men out there, really fucking strong and smart, and just that not having that sort of that blackness, I think, for me, always makes me feel a little bit like less than. So yeah, I've always been a little bit nervous about dating a black woman, because a part of me feels like I'm not gonna live up to whatever it is that might be expected of me, So, and I've never said that out loud before, so there you go.
My wife, I'm married. She comes from a strong Puerto Rican family that has a lot of pride in who they are and like what they cook and like the way they talk. And possibly I found an attraction to that because I've never felt so associated with being black or being white.
I have this dream of having this beautiful black family and be like Michelle Obama and Claire Huxtable. I had an interesting experience lately where like I met someone who was quite a bit older than me and white, and I really liked him, and I was like, okay. If it comes down to like, oh, I have got this like black jerk and this like white awesome guy, I'm not gonna like go with the black jerk, obviously.
My boyfriend now, he is white. I am his first official black girlfriend. And I think people just, they look and they wonder. I see it and they do make little comments, but no one has ever been like aggressive. Not everyone is gonna like what you do. Whether I could be with a dark-skinned black man and they would still find something to say.
For a while, I would say even just like up until like a year ago, I was really only comfortable dating other people of color. I just had like a lot of resentment, and I would never have been comfortable being intimate with a white person. There was like no trust there.
It's not that I'm attracted to white men less than black men. It's just that black men approach me more. With a black person, I feel like the conversation, like we could talk a little bit more about race and not sound like it's about like studying. How did you feel when somebody looked at you this way? And it's like, I'm like, no, it wasn't that deep.
I was with a white woman for a long time. I was often in like a lot of black queer social spaces, and I remember, thoughts coming up a lot, or just apprehensions about bringing her into the space. And then I was dating a white man. I was a black woman dating a white man. That has a whole other historical context. And so that was always on my mind. Walking down the street, I didn't feel bad, but sometimes I did, and then I had to work through some things to see like, why am I feeling guilty for this?
In high school, when I dated a girl whose family was very adamant against her dating white people, she was black. I just remember that being a topic of conversation in that peer group, just like frequently. That was like a thing that a majority of their parents, were very adamantly against, was them dating anyone other than another black person.
You hear women, let's say, of color, talking about, all of their men going for white women. If I had met a nice white girl or something like that, I probably would have gone for her. But I was trying to like, I was trying not to like, I don't know. I guess I was trying not to date a white girl.
The reason I probably see myself with a white girl is just because I want to. I don't know why.
I mean, it's sort of just this desire of mine.
I am open to love.
I want to have good kids. I want to have smart kids. And I want to have pretty kids.
If I speak 2 languages, my kid needs to at least speak 3.
When I think about my kids, though, I more think about how I want them to be artists.
Like my black side of the family is becoming more mixed race. Am I supposed to bring the black back into my family? That was never a concern in my mind.
It's kind of weird thing to say because if I have a kid, it's going to be mixed. You know, second generation, first generation, it's going to be mixed.
Ideally, it would be great to have black kids, you know. I think that there should always be more black kids, you know. I mean, that is something that I've thought about, that if I do have kids with a white person, or even just a light person, like anyone with like light pale skin, that my kids will probably be pretty white, and then, you know, I would once again be the only black person in my family, and that is kind of rough, you know. I don't know that I want that.
I mean, what complicates this is like there's a good chance that I'll have a child with another woman. You need sperm to have a child. Like, that's just what it is. And so you have to pick sperm. And that's just what that is. And so it's like, okay, so what sperm are we going to pick? And like in my head, ideally, like I would love to have a friend, you know, who wanted to be present in some way. But race is going to play a factor in that.
If I'm with a woman who has a skin tone darker than mine, my children will probably look darker than I am. Or if I'm with a woman who has a skin tone lighter than mine, they may very well end up looking like completely white. If I'm with a man, and do we adopt a child, or do we adopt a child that looks, you know, primarily like me or primarily like him, or do we, you know, use like a surrogate mother, and then like, you know, does her racial makeup play into that, you know? I hate that I even have to think about it. I hate that it's like even a thing.
If they're white, you know, maybe their lives will be easier because of that, but only for that reason. It's tricky to like not to like think about that, but like not to get yourself worked up, you know, and like trying to plan everything, because like with children there's a certain point of just like surrendering and let it happen, and that's what you got to do.
Oh, my kids. I wonder how they're gonna look like. I always wonder. Yeah.